Week 1 was an interesting one. What's going on, everybody? It's Sacred Eagle. Before I talk about the video topic at hand, I wanted to take the time to look back at Week 1 and talk about how interesting it was, because there are 17 teams that have yet to lose and 17 teams that have yet to win. Does that make sense? I mean, technically it does, but when you think about it like that, not really. The frickin' Browns tied with the Steelers, and the Steelers were supposed to be a Super Bowl contender this year. That's really shocking. And congrats to the Browns for stopping their losing streak, but they haven't stopped their winning streak. They got to get on that. But that's just one little thing, because Tampa Bay went into New Orleans, and we all expected New Orleans to pick up where they left off and win this game, scoring 30-plus points. Their defense looking a little bit better than how they did last year. But no, the defense looked worse. And that's what the topic of this video is. It's the Buccaneers and the Eagles this weekend. And everyone's praising Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I'll give them credit, okay? I'm definitely going to give the Buccaneers credit, because they shocked everybody. They did what nobody thought they would do, and that's outplay the New Orleans Saints at what they've done best in the last year and a half, and that's score points. They scored 48 points to their 40. Technically, they won way earlier because they were winning in that fourth quarter, like 41-24, before Drew Brees decided, let's actually try to win this game. But now, looking to Sunday, since Week 2 starts today because there's a Thursday Night Football game today, the Eagles are going to Tampa Bay. The last time they went there, they won, and that, I believe, was Nick Foles' very first win. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Nick Foles' first win ever was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whether that was on the road or at home. Regardless, that was back in 2012. They played them again in 2013. They won again with Nick Foles as the starter. And then 2015, that was Chip Kelly era. We don't talk about that because that was Jameis Winston's rookie sensational year. One of the best games he's ever had, and it was against us and our crappy team back in 2015. This year is a little bit different. First and foremost, Ryan Fitzpatrick is your starting quarterback, and he proved that he's a good quarterback. I mean, he always proves that. In my eyes, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a journeyman. I mean, well, he is a journeyman, but he's a solid quarterback, and he's always had that ability to make plays happen and to be a reliable backup and potential starter. That's just how he is. That's just who he is. And he showed that on Sunday. But now, you're going up against one of the better defenses in the league. At least we're going, statistic-wise, the Eagles are one of the better ones, one of the best ones, because they only allow 12 points. That's one of the lows in the entire NFL right now. But this defense can get at you. And Deshaun Jackson, I haven't heard anything on whether or not he's cleared or not. If you didn't know, he suffered a concussion in that game after having one of his best games in a while. He had like a touchdown and over 70 yards and just, 2 or 3 receptions? And that was just in the first 2 quarters. Ryan Fitzpatrick was getting the ball to everybody. And that's what worries me, not just because it's Deshaun Jackson, and we all know he has a history of destroying us when we're opposing him. The Washington Redskins of 2014 and 15 and 16. He killed us. But now, you have Mike Evans. I'm trying to think of everyone else. Doug Martin is there, I believe. If he's not, correct me on that. But the amount of talent on Tampa Bay and their team, you cannot undervalue that. You can't just brush them to the side. I've been saying that ever since they drafted Jameis Winston. This kid has a lot of talent around him where he can make plays happen. We've seen it. He's almost had a playoff caliber team. Last year, not so much, and now he's suspended for the first 4 weeks. But is that really a bad thing with the guy that's throwing the football, Ryan Fitzpatrick? He knows how to get the ball to his receivers, and you saw that on Sunday. Looking ahead at this game, I don't believe, without a doubt, the Eagles will not allow 48 points. That's number one. But number two, this is going to be a tough and hard-fought game, just like last week was. Because I think Tampa Bay can shock people this year, especially when they get Winston back. If Winston can play consistently and as well as he did a couple of years ago when they had that 9-7 near playoff year, I believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can shock everybody. It can shock the Falcons and take their wild card spot if the Falcons can't get that, because their red zone offense hasn't been too great in the last year and a half. Who knows? But this week, I'm looking at Nick Foles and our front four on defense to make the biggest impact. I need to see Nick Foles in this potential last start for him because Carson Wentz has a very high percentage of returning on Thursday or next Sunday, week 3. I just want to see some improvement off of last week. He didn't do terrible. He turned the ball over. That wasn't necessarily his fault. It was a drop pass by Dallas Goedert. I almost said Doug. Dallas Goedert, tip ball interception that's really out of his control. But I just want to see improvement with him. And I know he's missing Alshon Jeffrey again. But you have Zach Ertz and you have Dallas Goedert. You have Nelson Aguilar, who was your go-to guy last week. You have Mike Wallace, who still needs to get his very first catch as a Philadelphia Eagle in the regular season. And you got all your running backs. And we know Jay Ajayi is going to be your workhorse. He's going to be your go-to guy getting the ball, running on the ground. You got Darren Sproles back. You can try your best to incorporate him into screenplays, into some kind of breakout play to get you that first down you need, get you some very much needed yardage and gain something. Just gain momentum early, and that's the big key, is that the offense needs to gain their momentum earlier in the game. They need to get themselves going in the first 2 drives. They need to go down and score a touchdown, get some momentum going, and get yourself situated to help you win this game. Last week we saw they just struggled. They struggled in the first half. The second half was a little bit better, but overall it was a dogfight. I don't expect this game to be a dogfight as much as it was last week, because I believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a little bit more explosive, especially with Deshaun Jackson there against us in particular. So, again, we'll see how this goes. I got us winning this game by like a 20-17 kind of deficit. It'll be very close. It's going to be hard fought. A couple of turnovers here and there. Not as sloppy as the Week 1 games were. But we'll see how it goes. Tell me what you guys think about this game in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys later this weekend. Peace out.